And we are recording. Okay. Good morning. The thing I want to address today, the thing I want to talk about, is the system of lack that most of us are in. What do I mean? We watched a video the other day which it was talking about Jekyll Island and how the Federal Reserve System was created in America, which then had a knock-on effect everywhere else. Although the Bank of England was founded, I think it was a couple of hundred years, but I know it's a long time before that. So it was kind of, it was on the move here as well. And what this debt, what it means, this debt money system, and how we have been programmed into believing that that is the system, and then what that does, what that program does, how it runs in us. Yeah. So before that system came in, we would have trade. So you would make something or grow something or get something from someone else or somewhere else, and you would then trade it for something that you needed. Yeah. So it's, I'm not saying there wasn't any kind of any kind of struggle in that. But when you get this paper money debt system, hello Smith, has he got a clean bum? Sorry, I have to ask that question because he sits down on things. Come and sit on my lap then. You're allowed to if you've got a clean bum. Oh, it's a woofie. So when this system was brought in, it was brought in on the energy of lack. So why is that? And where has it come from, if you like? Yeah, because we've struggled with that. Bye bye, doggy. What are you doing? He's just wagging his tail, staring at me. You got enough dogs. They're so funny. So yeah, so we've kind of had we've had periods where it's been quite abundant, but then it always seems to fall back into that place again, which is it's frustrating because when you, it's a bit different if you do a job, yeah, if you go out to work every day. But when you're trying to create money through your own ideals, and it can be a challenge. So we're always looking to uncover what it's really about, yeah, because that's what we do as occultists, witches and fluidic thinkers. We're always trying to, you know, what's underneath this stuff. So we were out for a walk the other day on the marshes, and we had to do a diversion because there was someone on the marshes, a dog walker, walking 6 dogs off the lead, and she couldn't control them. And Murphy can be very grumpy, to put it nicely, with other dogs that are, you know, that well, basically coming into his space, and he doesn't like it, so he can get very, you know, aggressive. So we thought we'd take a diversion, and what was really interesting, because we'd never gone that way before, and what was really interesting is that as soon as we went off the normal path that we walk on, and we were off. So think of your, just a quick side note, think of the journey that you're taking, especially this journey that we're on of ascension. You're going to go over different terrain. Yeah, sometimes it's going to be lovely and sunny, and the walk it's challenging, but it's lovely because you're out in the sun, you know, it feels amazing. Other days the other day it was really muddy, yeah, and although we've got fantastic boots, it was quite slippery, like trying to walk on ice. So you have to, it makes you work harder, yeah, when you're walking through that kind of terrain. Other times it might be windy and raining, and it's challenging in a different way. What do we have there? Well, last summer and the summer before, no, last summer, sorry, and we were doing the 10 miler on a Sunday. During the summer, everything was overgrown, so it became a challenge in a different way, yeah. So think of your awakening journey a little bit like that. But that's a side note. So we took this diversion, and all of a sudden I was getting all these like plops, more plops, because that's what it feels like. It feels like things are coming down and plopping in my head. That's why I call them plops. So I'm walking along, and I suddenly realised why this, well, number one, why the energy of lack is challenging to get out of here, yeah, but also why it's based on, why this whole money system is based on that in the first place. So bear with me. So where did that come from? That came from that system that was set up. The system that we're in now was set up by some very high, I say high powered, they had money, they had a little bit of influence, yeah. So after getting rid of the opposition, yeah, which was all around the Titanic, if you don't know anything about that, go and look it up because it's fascinating. Once they got rid of the opposition, these people, and JP Morgan was one of them, they went to this island, this Jekyll Island, and I think they had a couple of tries, because the first time they tried it, it wasn't agreed to. So I had to go back and rethink it a little bit, from what I understand in the video that we watched. Fascinating. And this video, although we kind of knew about it a little bit, this went right in, this was a deep dive into that whole system. So if I can find it again, I will put the link in for the video down below, because it's very interesting if you're interested in that kind of thing. If you're not, then you might as well stop watching now. So why was this system set up that way in the first place? Because if everyone, if even these very rich, very wealthy, influential, if you like, people, why would they create a system that was based on lack? Because surely they want abundance, don't they? So what I got, the message I got, was this is coming from, now some people call them controllers, some people call them Draco, some people call them lizard people, but they are not created beings. Okay, so we are created beings. I think I've said this in a previous video. So we are connected to divine source energy, which is what moves through us, and then we create things in whatever way, shape or form that is. Even this video is a creative process. So these beings that sit at the top of the tree, are not created beings. So they get the people underneath them, their minions if you like, to do that work for them. So if you have a being sitting at the top of the tree that is not plugged into divine source energy, that is not a creative being, what's the opposite of that? Well, it's lack, isn't it? Which is why they kind of feed off of our energy, because they don't have a direct connection to creative energy. So they are beings of lack, basically. So when I got this, I'm like, oh my god. And then it's like you start to backfill it, and then you realize. So how far down the tree JP Morgan and his cronies were, no idea. It's not for me to know, and I don't really care. But what I do know is that would then filter down, to the point where it hit those people, and then they created this system through the energy of lack, because that was the energy that was permutating down through that hierarchy. So that is why they created that debt money system in the way it was created. Are you with me? So the really interesting thing about this is the people that hold, allegedly, this is only what we're kind of spoon fed, if you like, but the plop that I got, so to speak, definitely definitely confirmed that these super wealthy people that we think have endless abundance, look at their behavior. So they have allegedly vast amounts of money holed up in banks or in this or in that, investments. So what does that actually, what's the energy of that? That's still lack. Yes, that is lack, because they're trying to hold on to it. They're hoarding it. They're being a Scrooge. They're holding on to their money. because they are still in lack. They are not in an abundant flow energy. They are in lack. Yeah? Pardon me. Because if they were in the energy of abundant flow, they wouldn't be worried about spending money and, you know, letting money come in on that wave, on the water, on the elemental of water energy. Yeah? It would just, they would, you know, it would go out and it would come in and it would be a flow, would it not? So even the whole consumer system, the whole thing that we have been programmed to plug into, is based on an energy of lack. Think about it. So, I don't know, you've got, it's like we live in a flat. Do we believe that we are in abundance, or do we believe that we are in lack? For us, it kind of goes between the two. Sometimes we think, oh, this kitchen's too small, I'm fed up with having a small kitchen. You know, and but it goes from being that to, it switches between the two. So I don't know if you get this yourself. So it could be anything. It could be, oh, my car keeps breaking down, can't afford to buy a new one. Yeah. Or I don't have enough money for blah blah. You know, these are things that we all tell ourselves. Yeah, we loop in that energy. Yeah, we keep looping in that energy. It's a because it's a thought form. Yeah, that we plug into, because we believe that that is, well, it's the system that we're in. But we also believe there's not a different way to actually be about abundance and money. Yeah. Especially if you're in a job, because if you know, it's like, well, that's my only source of income. So how do I get around that? That's a huge program. And you know, we've both been there. And doing, I mean, you know, some of the jobs I did. Oh dear. You know, I never thought that cleaning toilets. This was when I was a student back in the mid-90s, mid to late 90s. I don't know. It's like, you know, cleaning was something that, you know, I would do it, and I could do it in between being at college. I used to get, because I would do the jobs that no one else would do, I got better money, but it wasn't pleasant. It was the furthest thing away from pleasant. I mean, some of the things that I was asked to do used to make me feel physically sick. But because I believed that I didn't have any other option but to do those jobs, yeah, I did them. So I got a bit off there. So the consumer system that we're in is based on lack. It's not based on an abundant flow. Okay. And the whole debt thing, and I know exactly what that's like, because that was the position I was in recently. And it's a huge black hole, a massive black hole. And for what? You know, what do we get into this debt for? For me, it was to try and actually get our business working in a way that we thought it was going down, or we thought we needed to go down a particular road of selling, you know, high ticket kind of thing. And yeah, basically the woman that stole our money, basically, and I got into debt for that, didn't deliver. And in fact, when I approached them about, you know, the fact that I couldn't continue, they basically wiped their hands of us and said, oh, well, never mind. It was my choice to do that, obviously. So, you know, acknowledging that was really hard for me, because for months I beat myself up over the head about that decision, because it'd be, you know, oh, if I hadn't have done that then, it's the if then, but flipped. Yeah, if I hadn't have done blah blah, then we wouldn't be blah blah. Yeah, so I was using the if then, but in a way I was using it to beat myself up about the choices that I had made. Yeah. But it all stemmed from a place of lack, because I didn't believe that there was any other way but the way that I was being shown, I was being put in front of me. So the beings at the top of the tree are in lack. That filters down, and the whole debt money system was created. Yeah, which then spills out into vast, crazy consumerism. Yeah, I see it like a giant beast just keeps feeding itself. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. So it gets its hooks in, you know, the in regular people. Yeah, to keep wanting. It's a fine difference between keep buying stuff because you're trying to fill a void, because it's lack. Yeah, think about that. And, you know, buying something because, I don't know, you really, really want it, or because it's something that you need to get to, I don't know, to do your work, like, you know, microphone, or, I don't know, camera, for example. Yeah. So there's a difference there. There is a difference. And I've been in that situation where, you know, just automatically, on autopilot, go shopping once or twice a week to buy crap that, well, I don't have that crap anymore. So it's very bizarre. Yeah, when you really peel back those layers. Yeah, you know, why is it? I mean, the things we buy now, crystals, stuff to do around our magic work. So what did we buy? We haven't bought cards. That was the last thing that came through the door that wasn't related to just general everyday stuff. Tarot cards. So anything that kind of enhances our magic work, although I don't really need any of those things because it's in you. Yeah. Just so you know, sign-ups for the Witchcraft for the Curious Novice, the Witchcraft Basics course, have now closed for lesson 1. As soon as sign-ups for lesson 2 are available, I'll be posting the link below. Okay. do we buy stuff that we don't really, we used to? Myself and Ian used to spend a vast amount of money on clothes. Do we need them? Because a lot of those clothes went to charity shops because they just took up space and didn't wear them. So when you really think about it, pardon me, it makes you, well, what it does for us is it makes us question everything that we bring in. Yeah, it makes us question the motivation for doing something, which because Ian's connected to the Hathors, so the thing that it's a very simple message, apart from all the other messages they give him, but the one message that they repeat over and over again is, will this bring you love? Will this bring you happiness? Will this bring you joy? Will this bring you peace? Yeah. And if it doesn't, you can choose not to do it. Absolutely, you have the power to choose. That is your superpower. Your power to choose. Yeah. That is your superpower. If you don't believe me, do a quick look back at the choices you've made. Yeah. And how they changed your life. They'll be, even the little day-to-day choices that we think aren't important, they shape your reality. 100%. So don't discount the little choices. Yeah. Think about it. If you want to know more about how your soul wants to manifest its reality, then you can go and have a look on our website, crystalsrock.earth, link below, Soul Realignment. I did one recently for someone, and they said that it was when they were watching the video, because there are different levels that you can, depending on your budget and what you want to pay. So this one was a recorded video. I did recorded video reading, and they said it was very powerful. The information, but the knowledge, the knowing of who you are in your soul is infinitely powerful, and you can't unsee it once you've seen it. Some people do. Some people take it and they just ignore it, and then they keep looping in the same things that they've always done. Other people run with it, and that's what I get really excited about that, when people are just doing things that they would have never done before, that they'd always wanted to do. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, I digress. So okay, so is it any wonder that as beings on this planet, we struggle with lack? It's no wonder, really, is it? So if you're struggling with lack, please don't beat yourself up. Just know, because awareness is everything. Yeah. When you are aware that this is the system that we play in, you can choose to play by different rules. You can choose to play by different rules. So, example, I used to be quite almost OCD with checking my bank account all the time, and I have a spreadsheet. I was always checking that. It's like, what have I got left? What have I got to work with? Like it was a fixed thing. Like nothing was going to change. So it was a fixed thing that I was always looking at a fixed amount of money, or a fixed way of looking at things. My favourite saying was, don't break that because I can't afford to buy another one. Do you find yourself saying that? Oh, be careful with that, can't afford to buy another one. Oh my God. Where is that? That's lack. That's coming from a place of lack, is it not? And yeah, counting every, like, well, I can't do that because if I do that, then I'm not going to have money for that. And you know what I found? I stopped and I said to Ian a little while ago, I'm not looking at those things anymore. Now and again I'll check in, but I'm not looking at those things anymore. And what is interesting is a flow has started to happen. Yeah, because, so think of it like you're going down a river in a boat. Yeah, so in an abundant flow scenario, you might now and again get the oar out to kind of, move out of the way of something. But generally you let the boat take you down the river. Scary shit, I know. But that's being in the abundant flow. So if you were like me, constantly obsessing about looking at this stuff, yeah, that would look like you trying to swim up, trying to maneuver your boat upstream, which is, it's hard work if you're trying to with a paddle or an oar. Yeah, it's hard work. Impossible? Well, probably not impossible, but you'd certainly expend more energy than you get in. Yeah. So dropping those things, letting go of the things that don't actually serve you as your natural self, a light being of universal love, of peace, of harmony and joy. Yeah. Does looking at my spreadsheet and checking my bank, like sometimes multiple times a day, does that serve my inner light being? Probably not, actually. So then why do I do it? Because I'm in lack. Because I'm in the energy of lack. So how do you break out of that? You just stop doing it. Stop. Because there are two different types of action you can take to change your reality. One is direct action. Yeah. So, and you can take these parallel, or you can swap them, or just do one or the other. So what I was doing there, by stopping looking at those things, that's indirect action. So it's the ceasing of an action you were doing before. That's indirect. Yeah. A direct action, for example, what would a direct action be? Well, that would be creating our enterprise in a whole new way, structuring it completely differently. Yeah. Yes, it still has a website, but how we bring in abundance is done in a different way now. It's done through it's mostly done through donation now. And trusting, knowing that when you let go, just drop those things, just put them down, yeah? All those tools that don't work for you anymore, all those tools that, pardon me, don't serve your inner light being, put them down, for fuck's sake. Put them down, yeah? And you will be pleasantly surprised at how much this flow energy comes in. Obviously, you know, there's inner work to be done as well. You know, worthiness is a big one. So if you've got anything around being unworthy, you know, get to grips with that. But this energy we're in at the moment, with this umbrella of ascension, that's what that's all about. That's what it's doing for us. It's bringing that crud up to the surface to be alchemized, yeah? And you either throw away the stuff that is rubbish, yeah, or you keep the few things that are absolute gems, yeah. I was telling someone the other day, so I had a big pile of paperwork that I had to sort through. Yeah, it was growing and growing and growing. I'm like, it was festering over in the corner of the room. Yeah, I'm like, okay. So the other day, just randomly, that's what I did. I sorted through it all, and it went from being, I suppose, that kind of size pile of paper to like that. Think of it like that, yeah? So what you're doing is you're sorting out your paperwork, yeah? So that what you have left is the stuff that is necessary, yeah? Is the stuff that you want to have. Now and again, I'm a bit, I used to be awful at hoarding stuff. I soon learnt though. When you're in a, it's not a tiny little place we live in, but it's not huge either. But when you have limited amounts of space, you have to clear stuff out on a regular basis. So we do. There's stuff up in the loft that still hasn't gone yet, but it will. So is there anything else I wanted to say on this? Yes, this thing. So the consumer, the whole mass consumer energy, yeah, we've established that that's based on lack, yeah. So is it any wonder, so so as that energy filters down, the lack energy filters down from the top, yeah, is it any wonder that we're constantly being sold to by this, do that, think like this, be like that? It's no wonder really, is it? You must have super white teeth, you must have hair that's this long, you must not have grey hair, you must, I don't know, it's constant, isn't it? Because the whole system is based on lack. Listen to the words that they use when they're advertising to you. It will be the wording of lack. I guarantee it. Yeah? So, like I said, if you want to move out of that energy into more of the energy of abundant flow, so if you're a witch, you would, I don't know, maybe connect with the water elemental a bit more. Being out in nature and watching a river or a stream or the sea. Not so much lakes, because they're a body of water that doesn't really move, yeah, but moving water is because I had this revelation months and months ago, back when we were doing the walk, before I hurt my foot, and just watching the stream, it hit me very quickly that it's the water elemental that is the foundation of abundance. So in a big way as well, not just in a little tiny way, in a big way. So being out in nature can give you lots of clues as to how it really works. Yeah. So the constant movement of a stream or a river, if you tune into that energy, it's very powerful. So next time you're next to that's weird. Next time you're near to like moving water, tune into that energy and you'll get the feeling, because this is all done this is all feeling. Yeah, it's not thinking, it's feeling. Yeah, so feel what that energy is, that abundant flow energy. It's very, very powerful. Yeah, like I say, you can choose to take indirect action by ceasing and desist, ceasing to do an action that wasn't serving your highest purpose. Yeah, or taking direct action, so actually going and doing something completely different to what you were doing before. Yeah, so you can do both together, or you can do one or the other. Yeah, but do it. And like I said, you can come to me for a soul realignment, link below. We do also have an advanced witchcraft course if you want to delve a little bit deeper into the magic of the mind. Link is below for that as well. What else do we have? Well, we sell crystals, which is amazing. What else have we got going on? We've got some events coming up, actually. We've got a full moon. I'm planning to do the Aquaria, because that's about Mars and how to use Mars for protection. I think that's tomorrow. I think I'm doing that tomorrow. I changed the date because it just wasn't working. Wasn't working on the day that I wanted to do it. So we've got that coming up tomorrow. We've got full moon on Friday, so that's being live streamed to YouTube as before. And then there's Summer Finding the week, I think it's the week after. So I'm going to be doing that's I think that's just in Zoom, possibly. I might live stream it to YouTube, I'm not sure yet. So we've got quite a busy couple of weeks. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway. I hope you found it helpful when it comes to dissolving that energy of lack. You know, don't get me wrong, it takes practice. It takes conscious practice, yeah, of either not doing the things that you were doing before or doing something different. It takes practice. But the thing that we have going for us, yeah, is we are divine creator beings, so we can do fucking anything, yeah. And also, if you look at the body as a thing with organs in it, yeah, our brain rewires itself. When you start doing new things, it creates those pathways very quickly. They call it neuroplasty, yeah, which is the brain's ability to make new pathways. which is amazing. But then over here we've got, well, actually we're just light, so anything is possible. Hello, Smurf. Here he comes again. He's hassling me. I think he wants his breakfast, so I better go. So yeah, I hope you've found this helpful. It was a big help for me the other day when I had this plop. So yeah, I hope it's helped you in some way, shape or form anyway. Check out the links below, and I will see you in the next video. Be fearless.